It has genuinely inspired a lot of books and movies after what went down because there's a lot of brains in this one. So 11 people ended up being involved in organizing this armed robbery that took place at the Brink's security firm there in the north end of Boston, Massachusetts. Brink's is a cash handling company, and their operations include anything from ATM maintenance and payment services, as well as, of course, cash in transit services, moving copious amounts of valuable money from one place to another. So it is January 17th, and at around 7:10 p.m., as the firm was closing for the day, 5 employees are taking stacks of undelivered cash, checks, money orders, things of that nature, and they're taking it to the safe. And there, in the counting room, the employees are met with 7 armed robbers. So from the jump, I think the crew's planning is incredibly apparent. Matching outfits, looking similar to employees, masks, of course, to obscure identity, gloves to prevent any sort of fingerprints being left at the scene, and of course, something I have never even really thought of, they're all wearing soft-soled shoes, so that way it avoids footstep noises, so they can kind of creep through the place and get the jump on people without anybody knowing they're moving through it. It's very well thought out, and it continues to stay impressive as we unfold. But from here, it was reported by the people, the employees there, that they were then held at gunpoint, told to get on the ground. After doing so, their hands were bound behind their back with rope, their mouths were covered with tape. They then obviously are now proceeding with piling all of this cash, pouring it into these large canvas bags, and from start to finish, it was 30 minutes from arrival to them rushing to get in their getaway car and fleeing the scene. At 7:37 p.m., one of the employees was able to wiggle free of their bindings and then called the police. All that they found left at the crime scene was the rope that they used to tie up the employees, the tape that was used to gag them, and one of the chauffeur's hats might have fallen off in their kerfuffle. These are the only clues, really, the only hard evidence at the scene. And so you can imagine the difficulty the police and eventually the FBI are going to have trying to figure this whole thing out. So the crime goes down, 911 is called, and the 5 employees are then interviewed, of course, immediately. So it seemed from their accounts that this robbery crew moved with knowledge and precision, continuing to show that this heist was very carefully and thoughtfully planned out and rehearsed. And I can't wait to talk about that a little bit more later. But investigators concluded that the thieves would have had to enter through 3 or 4 locked doors in order to make it all the way to the counting room, and that baffled them at the time. How did they make it through so many locked doors without being seen, heard, or reported? A big mystery to be sure.